Okay, good morning everyone. Today is the second part of our introduction of constraint inside Blender. And the function we are going to use for today will be way more advanced than last time. So let's take a look. The first one I want to show you is about child of. In order to show you, I need to create a new set of bones. So let's press Shift A, go to single bones. And let's go to edit mode. Select the end part and press EZ for extrusion new bones. Okay, so traditionally, if these two bones has parent relationship, the child bone will move, follow its parent bones, right? But this time we are going to clear the parent relationship between these two guys. So which means this one will not be controlled by the root bone anymore. So if I still wanna them have the connection but without parent relationship, how can we do that? In order to do that, we need to use in child of. So let's go to bone constraint, choosing child of, choosing a target. This is the parent and the bones right here. Alright, so once you settle down, if we move this one, if we move the parent, it will move, the child will move as well. Okay? And also we can try to decrease the influence. So as far as you can see, if we move, well, it will not move completely. If I rotate, well, it will look like this. So that's something we cannot do with the parent relationship. We can only do this kind of effect with the child of. Okay? So this is the first one, child of. Let's take a look. Here is the memo. If you cannot follow up, you can take a memo and practice by yourself at home. Alright, now let's take a look about the second one, floor. Floor is a very interesting function. We can use this one to create some kind of shrink stick or maybe to create something or installations. Again, let's press Shift A to create a new single bones right here. And you can do everything just inside one set of amateurs, or you can just like me create two sets of amateurs. Both of them are work. Alright, so now let's choose the one which we want to use for flow. So probably I will choose this guys. Go to here and make sure you are under pose mode. Choosing floor. This time we will using workspace. And for the target, choose these guys. And the name is bones. Okay. And for now, there is an invisible floor on the Z direction because we choose the Z. So let's take a look. If we go to the pose mode, if we move, well, as far as you can see, it will start right here. Okay, this is the floor. So once the floor go up, it will move your object as well. And if you move this guy go down, it will stop right here. Once you move to here, it cannot move anymore. So that's the function. That's the function of floor constraint. Also, we can do something like in x direction. So for example, if we choose x, and if we move here, well, it cannot move anymore. Or if we move this guy, well, it will move as well. So it's a very interesting way to do animations. Okay, so that's the second part about the floor. So let's keep continue. Take a look about the third one we want to introduce to you guys about shrink wrap. In order to do that, I want to create a mesh UV sphere. And let's move this one to the left side. And then create a new bones. Probably we can try to make the cursor to here. And Shift A, create the amateur single bones. Okay. Move this one to the left side. Alright, so I'm going to give this one a shrink wrap constraint. So let's go to pose mode. Select the bones and choose the shrink wrap right here. And I'm going to choose a target as this surface. this sphere. Alright, so as far as I can see, once I choose, the bone will be connected to the surface of this sphere. If I move, I cannot go far away because the bone will be connected to the sphere. So that's how it works. Or you can try to use it inside, so which means you cannot go out. Or you can choose it outside, which means you can go everywhere, but you cannot go inside of the sphere. So that's how it works. You can use this one to create something solid object which you cannot go through. So you can use this constraint to avoid the 3D model intersections. Okay, so that's about the shrink wrap. Let's go to the first one about the pivot. For the pivot one, it's a little bit tricky. You can take a look of the node. I'm going to select all of them and choosing slash so that we can see this guy alone. So let's move the cursor to this part so that I can create an object right here. Shift A, create a new bone right here. Okay, so I'm going to use this one as example. So press Shift A again. I'm going to create an empty object. You can choose an empty object or any model as well. Basically, the pivot is the way we can change the center point of the bone. So, for example, I want to make this guy rotate along this empty object. How can we do that? For sure, you can try to use in this way, but try to set the original point to this point so that it will rotate along these guys. But when we are going to do rigging, it's better to keep the setting of the bone like the default. And usually, if you want to change the original point, well, it doesn't work. So in order to change the original point, we need to using the pivot constraints. Let's take a look. Choosing this one, go to pose mode, choose this one, and choosing pivot, and choose the empty object. Okay, so now there is an option, so which means you want to this constraint work only when you rotate on negative x direction or y direction, something like that, but usually we were just choosing always. So let's try to do that. If I rotation, as far as you can see, it will follow the center point of the empty object. So for sure, you can move this one as well. Again, rotation, right? So probably we can use this one to set up some kind of galaxy or maybe some orbit, things like that. So that's the things about the pivot constraint. Okay, very simple. Okay, so for the tutorial today, the next part is about Action Editor. It's a very useful tool. We can use this one to play animation inside our model scene. So let's get started. First, press Shift A, create a single bone, and that's the one we want to send animations. And you can press Shift A again to create another one. That's the trigger. Once this one moves, and this one will play animation. That's the idea. You can set the trigger in just one armature of these animation bones as well, or you can do, just like me, set different armatures. So it's up to you. Both of them are fine. Both of them are work. So first thing is let's go to the pose mode, choose the bone right here, and choose the action editors. For now, we don't have to do any setting, but now we need to go to the top sheet right here. So at the very beginning, let's choose in this guy and press I, insert location, rotation, and scale. And let's go to the frame 30, move, rotate, and scale. And now let's insert location, rotation, and scale. So once you drag this slider, it will look like this. Okay, works fine. So next part, let's choose in the target. So this is a trigger, and we need to be specific, assign a name. Usually for the mix part, I will use an after origin full. And for the trigger conditions, once it moves based on the local space for 1 unit, it's supposed to start to work. And for this part, also don't forget we need to change to Action Editor. So for now, Action Editor has already recorded an amateur animations inside the constraint. So as far as you can see, that's the actions. And we need to find out that one. So choose this guy, and the frame number is 1 to 30. Okay, so once we finish the setting, if we choose this guy, go to pose mode, well, once we move, it's supposed to work. But if we press spacebar and start to play, it still play the animation. That's not the things we want, because the things we want is that once this guy move, for example, this is a character, once the character start to run, the other guys will start to run. So that's the idea. Make a sequence. So in order to avoid these kind of situations, we have to delete the animation. But since the animation has already been recorded inside the action editor, so once we play this guy, it still works. Okay? So that's how it works. And just like what we said before, if you want to put all of them inside one set of bone, it also works. Just like both of them, Ctrl J, and make sure this one is still the right setting. Go to the pose mode, remove, well, it doesn't work. Let's take a look. Click, choosing this guy. Alright, choose these guys, and the bone 01. Yeah, that's right. Okay, still work, right? So that's the things about the action editor. Next part is about IK. I think all of you are pretty familiar with IK, so let's just do a very quick review. Let's play, and you can take a look of the note right here. Here is the secret and also some memo for you. Press 1, go to the front view. Let's choose in this one as the center point. Shift A, create a new bones. And go to edit mode, EZ to extrude, EZ for extrusion. In order to make IK bone, make sure your bone was bended a little bit. Okay? So this time I will do two different ways. One is the traditional IK, another one is auto IK. Both of them are fine, but usually we will use in the traditional way. And here we need to create another bone. Shift A and using this one as the port target. This one will point out the bending directions. Okay, so let's take a look of these guys. Let's go to pose mode. Sorry. Before that, we need to clear the parent relationship of the end bones. And let's go to the pose mode. Choose this guy. You can choose in Shift I and choose it with our target, or just directly go to inverse kinematic. Both of them are fine. The target is the end bones, and the name is bone 002, and the port target is this guy. The name is bone 003. So now if you change the chain length to 1 or 2, both of them are fine. Well, supposed to be 2. So increase the number, it will work perfectly. So that's the first way. Let's bring this one back. And let's do copy stuff. Copy one more. Here, the second set. Now let's try to do another way. Go to edit mode, and I'm going to bring the parent relationship back. Ctrl P, keep offset. So this one is supposed to be affected. Sorry. That's set. Ctrl P, connected. Okay, that's the right way. And we don't need the probe target anymore. Just go to pose mode and choosing this guy. Go to the setting, choosing auto IK. Usually it will work. Okay. But sometimes if the bone is too complicated, probably your laptop cannot recognize where is the joint, where is the target, so it will create something weird arrow inside your bone setting. So usually still we will use in this way, and sometimes we may use this one in order to save time. So that's about the IK bone setting. Final part about spline IK. What's that for? Actually, this one is pretty much the same thing, just like a bending bow, but more detail. So we can use in curve to control the shape of the bones. So that's how it works. We can create this kind of fluffy and flexible object, just like snake. So let's take a look. I want to use this one as the center point, and let's go to Object Mode, Shift A, create a new bone of new set of armatures. Go to the front view, go to Edit Mode, Easy Extrusion, Easy Extrusion, Easy Extrusion. Create 4 sections. Alright, so now once we finish this part, let's go to Object Mode, Shift S, cursor to select it, move the cursor to the center of this area, and create Shift A, create one curve. That's the one we are going to use this one to create your controller. Alright, so let's go to the rotations, rotate a little bit. R and Y, rotate 90 degree. Okay, and R and Z 90 degree again. So go to Edit Mode. Let's select the handle, smaller the size, and hold on your Control key, and you can move this guy to the joint. Okay, and press EZ for extrusion. Control EZ for extrusions. EZ for extrusion. Okay, finish. So next part, very important. Now we are going to create the spline IK. But in order to create spline IK, we need to make sure the direction of the curve is the same direction just like the bone. So for now, it's from bottom to the top. And we need to take a look of the direction of the curve. So for now, as far as you can see, it's inverted. So we need to go to segment and switch directions. So now it's correct. Let's go to the bones right here and pose mode, choosing the bones, and go to constraints. Here choosing spline IK, choose the target, and that's choosing, sorry for that, let's undo that. Choosing the bones, choosing the curve right here. So it will be stretch, but it's because for now, it's fitting only one. We're only using one bone to fit the length of the curve. So we need to increase the segment. So now it looks right. If we go to the Edit mode, Object mode, and choosing the curve, and once you change using the control point to change the curve, the bone will move as well. But it's really hard to use. So usually I will go to change some structure of the bones. Let's go to Edit mode and choosing the joints right here. You can choose all of them, or maybe just like me, choosing 4 of them. Press E and X for extrusions, and press Auto P, clear parent. Auto P, clear parent. Auto P, clear parent. Okay, just like this. And now go to pose mode. I'm going to hide the bones right here. Press Edge, hide them. So now we're supposed to go to the curve right here. Let's go to Tab key. Tab key, go to the Edit mode and choosing the bones. Sorry for that. We have to choosing the bone first and choosing the curve. Go to Edit mode. Select the handle. Control Edge. Hook to select the object bones. So now this control point has been hooked by the bones right here. Let's do that again. Go to Object mode, choosing these guys, and choosing the curve. Tab key, choosing the control handle, control H, and hook key selected bones. And just repeat the same operations. Control H, hook key selected, and for this one as well. Okay, so now if we go to the pose mode, you will move like this. Okay, so we can unhide everything right here. So once we move, well, the curve will, once we change the position of the controller bones, controlling bones, the curve will move as well. Okay, and also we can change the smoothness of the curve. We can increase the size of the handle right here, increase the size, so probably it will look better, not that sharp. Alright, so, well, yeah, much better. So now we can try to create a one object to do some binding, rigging stuff. But because this object, I don't want to let them have any weight be assigned. So we need to go here, right here, hold down your default auto key and unselect the deform. So all of them will be unchecked. Okay, so now let's go to object mode, Shift A, create a mesh cube right here, scale down, and go to edit mode, face right here, easy, and Control R, increase more sections, probably here as well. Anyway, up to you. And probably we can also use Control 2 to create the subdivisions modifier. So now let's select this guy, select the bones, go to pose mode, Control P, automatic weight. So now once we move, it will look like this. Okay. Alright, so that's about the Splint IK. So that's all about the constraint, most useful one. So for the next part, we are going to introduce you guys about the driver. So thank you for watching. See you next time.